Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, and welcome to my buddy Crual Birab in the
Hello,
house.
how's everyone doing?
So far, so good. And good old Time Prophet in the chat.
First
Our
one there
friend.
again.
There he is. Time Prophet in the chat. Time Prophet hands Wookiee Fever an alarm clock. Yes. You should make a video about that. All right. So we're here talking. We're going to be talking about the early part of the classic Who franchise, specifically the first three Doctors,
Okay.
and their companions and other characters that we meet throughout those series of
Yes,
episodes and seasons.
I'm feeling a little underqualified for this.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Gabi will show up because he is a Doctor Who aficionado,
Yeah,
and the same with Mr. Problem Being. If he shows today,
yeah,
we will hope that he can. But I understand he's working on a project, so he's doing some good stuff as it relates to Doctor Who, as it relates to a classic audio drama featuring the first Doctor. So
excellent.
yeah. So looks like we've got Willie P. Rivers in the chat. Oh man, he is actually in there in the trenches on Twitter.
Nice tea.
Sorry, he been in a Twitter fight with Ice T. Oh boy,
Wow, really?
oh boy, that must be quite interesting. I'm to say the least. Um, yeah, here we go. Time Prophet gonna interject that I have every episode of Classic Who. I know. I'm pretty sure you do. You probably have a lot more stuff too that a lot of us don't have. But I've been watching on BritBox, so
Right.
so let's see. Let me get over here for a second and get this going. So we'll pull up the slide. Da-da-da-da. Bingo. So here we have the first Doctor
Yeah,
William Hartnell there,
that's right.
and his first companion is his granddaughter
Hmm.
Susan, who's on his right hand side, the brunette.
That's right. That's right.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then you have Chesterton, and I think her name is Barbara, right? Um,
Could
Barbara
be.
and I don't know. The girls' names get all mixed up for me in my head, but I know as Ian Chesterton was the character, and they were with him for a long time um, through, and then he picked up this gentleman here, along with another young lady who I believe is this one here, um, and then I think he had. Yeah, he this young lady here, and I think this young lady here for a few episodes. Of course, these are the ones where there were missing episodes that I
Yeah.
didn't get to see, but including these two characters, which were his last companions that he had before he regenerated into Patrick Troughton Doctor.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and so these two here, and then they were with Patrick Troughton for several episodes, and then, but I have a bias. I think that let me see here if I can. Anyway, I can't find it. The girl right here on his immediate left-hand shoulder, the blonde
Hmm.
with the bangs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm biased.
But you have a
I
thing
have it.
for.
Yeah, when I first the 1960s hairdo and clothing. Yeah, sure. They go a long way for me.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, but the thing is really is a disappointing to me is I never got to see these two characters interact with him outside of the initial episode, which was when they joined him, and I think the one gal, I think it was, I don't know which young lady who was when this episode, when these series of episodes started, there was his companion. I want to say it was this young lady here, possibly.
Hmm.
It was his companion when he ended up meeting these people. She ended up staying behind for whatever reason, and then they joined him in the TARDIS. But after that, there's no more episodes that I could find on BritBox. They didn't have them. And the only time they come back into the series is with Troughton, his first episode, which is a animated remake or animated restoration. Really, they did a complete animation because they there was no film that was viable to use, but they were able to use the original audio
Hmm.
for that episode or series of episodes, and because they had several episodes for this particular story for the first for Troughton's first escapades, and so they were in it.
Well, at
And
least
then
they got
after that,
at least they got the story going, I suppose.
they did. Yeah, they did. So it was a shame I didn't get to see the actual last episode of Hartnell, because apparently, as we discussed off before we started, was there's I guess a speech that he gave at the end
Yeah,
before he ends up transitioning at the end of the episode. So
yeah, yeah. That would have been
um,
interesting. I mean, like I said in the last stream, I've only really seen the Dalek invasion of Earth with William Hartnell,
yeah, yeah,
which is good,
yeah.
obviously.
And at the end of that, that's where Susan stays.
I
Um,
forget. I really
yeah,
don't remember.
she stays with the guy, and then he I can't remember. I know that the Dalek invasion of Earth was after the two, Ian and Barbara, are they decide to stay, and they went back to close to the time that they had left. So he dropped them off there,
Hmm.
and then that's when Susan. I want to say that's when Susan. But yeah, the Dalek invasion of Earth was that's where Susan stayed. She met a guy, and they
Yeah,
were all they were all
lovey
smitten with
dovey.
each other. So he decided to just leave her there because he knew she needed somebody other than an old man. Kind of his
Ah,
attitude was, and you know, so he decided to leave her there with him to start her own life. So, and that's when we last saw Susan, but I just can't remember which companions he picked up immediately after that. So I know he picks up this young lady and then this guy. They were together for several episodes.
hmm.
Um, Actually, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I think these Ian and Barbara were still with him after or when he met the other girl. Um, and Yeah, and then they got dropped off. That was him and her for a little while, and then I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I'm getting some of the companions confused. Ben and
Eh,
Polly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Ben and
yeah,
Paul.
Ben and
That's what I
Polly.
see.
I called her Penny. Yeah, Ben and Polly. Yeah, Polly was. She's up my alley. But anyway, yeah, Ben and Polly were the last two he had, and it goes to the Troughton era. Um, let's see. Go to the next one, and here you have the original. This was, the
Yeah.
Doctor and the original three companions in the TARDIS there, Susan and Chesterton and Barbara. Yep. And then we have this one was a fun episode because
Oh,
here's the
wow.
other two companions, the that are in there, the girl and the guy with the white hat on, the other two companions. And this was a funny one where someone mistakes the Doctor for Doc Holliday. And it's pretty funny. The guy in the background facing the camera is the guy who plays Wyatt Earp, and I think I can't remember the guy that's facing the doctor, talking to the doctor. I think that character was supposed to be Bat Masterson. I think so, but that was a fun series of episodes.
I'm your
Uh,
Huckleberry.
yeah, it was good. It was very good. Um, Watching Hartnell, you know, basically in the middle of life and death situation, when uh, with gunfights and things like that. It was pretty good. Um, but yeah, that was a good series of episodes. Um, let's see, and there's Susan.
Yeah.
Um, and there's the funny thing is on Capaldi's well, during Capaldi's run when he was at that university with him and Nordall or Nordville or whatever that guy's name was. Um, anyway, I guess there's a picture of Susan on one side, and on the opposite corner there's a picture of River
All
River
right. Yeah.
Song
Yeah.
on his desk. And so and it's not this picture that he has on there, but it's a picture. I think she's wearing some sort of a hat or cap at the
Right.
time. But
I didn't see it until
Nordall, no, yeah, Nardole. That's right. Yeah,
Nardole. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Nardole. Yeah, he was actually an interesting character. I'm surprised that they didn't do more with the guy. He was almost like a. It was more like he could be an integral part of the series. Again, I'm getting off topic for the classic stuff, but he was an interesting character. I'm very sad that they didn't go farther with him and his relationship with the doctor, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so there's the Susan, and then yeah, here we go, Polly and Ben and the doctor, and it's obviously this is from an episode that they didn't have. So this is a picture that I pulled up of them.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, and in the episode that we first meet these two characters, before they actually join up with them. They're quite interesting characters, and they do get themselves into trouble, and the doctor gets them out. They actually help the doctor very much, like Ben does, of course, and of course Polly. So they do a very good job as companions for Hartnell. But
Yeah.
and then here's a still that I was able to find a collage that was posted. So this is basically the last scene of him being the doctor. As you see Polly on the top left hand corner with the doctor,
Yeah.
and then he ends up on the floor, uh, dead, passed away, or in the eve of regeneration.
Yeah.
Um, and then we see this is what they put out with the first Troughton uh, episode. I remember seeing this, and you go from Hartnell here, and then Troughton down there, and apparently they did this afterwards. I believe it was something done later. It wasn't done in relation to, from what I read, it wasn't done in relation to the original filming of Hartnell in his last episode.
Hmm.
But I don't know. But yeah, so and you have Troughton, and
Yeah.
then we go on with the Troughton years, and Um, we have Ben and Polly there. We also have on the bottom, we've got the Brigadier, who's not really a companion, but he's a central character
Yeah.
in the Troughton. I think he was in several episodes. And then we have on the lower right is Zoe. And yeah, she piqued my interest. She's I
Sorry, I
think,
wasn't getting excited there.
but then above her, I believe that's Victoria, who's above Zoe there, right off of his shoulder. Victoria. I remember the first episode that I saw with Victoria in it was Victoria and Jamie, and that's when they found the tomb of the Cybermen. I think
All right.
great episode there.
I think
Um,
I've seen clips of that one.
yeah, that's a good episode. And there's some other ones too, some other episodes. But Jamie Fraser Hines, who plays the character of Jamie, the companion, has the notoriety being the only companion, the longest running companion of Doctor Who. He was in 117 episodes up to that time. So he was in the very last episode of Troughton's time. And I like how they sent them off. There was a good send off for both Jamie and Zoe. And so, as you know, Jamie was from the mid 1700s. He was a Highland rebel fighting the Redcoats. And then Zoe was from the future, a very highly intelligent, almost, I guess you would say, genetically enhanced brain, where she was super intelligent, very logical thinking, but didn't really have a lot of, I guess, common sense or, you know, worldly experience. I guess she didn't have any
I
you
was
know.
thinking Zoe's the one that we were swooning over. I was
One
thinking
of
just
them, yeah.
that kind of look almost looks a bit like Gabriel Drake from UFO.
Oh yeah, okay. And I've not seen UFO. I've not watched any of that. I'm
Oh,
gonna have to. I'm going to though. I will. Yeah, and I guess they had so I watched the final episode and they took Jamie off and the Time Lords took Jamie and Zoe both away and they pretty much erased the Time Lords erased their memories up into, I guess, the point to where they saw that they met the doctor. Um except I think Zoe, they left a little bit of memory in there of when she first met the doctor, but outside of that, she has no other memories.
right.
But I'm assuming that they probably did something similar to Jamie. I don't know, but it's a shame that they didn't do something in the future. With other adorations of bringing a companion back. But I guess they never thought about that. They never really thought about that at that time back in the 70s
No.
because this was the late 60s when they transitioned. Actually, probably early 70s when they transitioned from Troughton to Pertwee, and Pertwee's era was the first that did color. So Pertwee's
Oh,
very
okay.
first episode was in color, where none of Troughton's was, and his was all black and white, which is fine. I enjoyed every episode I was able to see of Troughton. The
Yeah.
funny thing was with Troughton's doctor, they apparently he was wearing what the Hartnell doctor was wearing, as far as a shirt, tie, coat, shoes, and slacks. Okay. But he never changed. The only thing he would do is he'd wear a funny hat. Like the first episodes, he was supposed to wear this big, goofy looking stovepipe hat. And, but outside of that, he never really changed his outfit per se.
No.
But the funny thing that I noticed as watching as the episodes went by and the years went by with Troughton is they kept aging the clothing. So like he had a hole in his slacks and his trousers at the knees with just a big old huge gaping hole down there so you could see his kneecap. I mean, the pocket on his jacket, the outside pocket was like ripped almost in half off. I mean, his shirt was all disheveled and the jacket was all mangled and what was left of his tie. And they just really kept him looking, like every adventure took a toll on his clothes, basically.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it kind of goes back to what they did when they brought Matt Smith's doctor in, and
Okay.
he met Amy Pond, and his clothes were jacked up, and was still wearing the David Tennant stuff. So he had the shirt, the slacks, and
Hmm.
etc. And everything was just shirt was all messed up. That's why she called him the Raggedy Man in those episodes. She drew pictures of the Raggedy Man, because his clothes were all jacked up. I don't know if they kind of meant that as a sort of a homage to Troughton's doctor, because I know Matt Smith, he tried to pattern his stuff after Troughton, after
Right.
the Troughton doctor.
Okay. I didn't
And
know that.
I could catch, yeah, he said that in some interviews that he watched a lot of the Troughton stuff and he
Ah.
liked, you know,
I've certainly seen a little bit of Matt Smith here and there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But Yeah, and but Troughton, I liked Troughton because he was he was just a walking bag of emotions. He was like it was very, very fun. It's almost like he was unpredictable. You didn't know what the hell he was gonna do next, really. I mean, when he's happy, he's happy, and when he's frightened, he's very, very high pitched voice and very, abrupt and yes, and oh, he liked to run. He liked to run. He liked to run, and there's some funny stuff there. And but I enjoyed the Troughton era very much. And like I said, when we first meet the Brigadier. He's not a brigadier when we first meet him. Very first time we meet him, he's just a lieutenant colonel or a colonel
Okay.
in the Royal Army or Royal Marines or whatever he's, the British military.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, oh, when in the heck was that? That was, I think that might have been, but maybe that could have been like the last season of Hartnell for all I remember. It very well could have been the last season of Hartnell. And then when you see him again in the Troughton era, they have unit now that's formed, and he's now a brigadier general. And then that's I think the next episode that you see the brigadier in is the Yetis episode where the Yetis are invading London.
The Yeti.
The Yetis, yeah, that was a good one. You got to watch those series. That's a good series of episodes. But that's when we first meet him as the brigadier in charge of unit, and yeah, Nicholas Courtney, he played the brigadier. Yeah, uh, yep. So let's see who is next here. Yeah, here we go. This is the one I never got to see with another one of the first episodes with Troughton and Ben and Polly. There's
Right.
no episode with them. The only thing I've ever seen was with him in it was the animation that they did, the reconstruction animation
Hmm.
for I guess the Secret of the Daleks or something like that, whatever it is. That one, and that's all I see them in. And then, but they're animated. Um, Outside of the Hartnell episodes that they were introduced to the everybody to. But and they were pretty good. They were when you watch when you listen to the animation, you watch the animation. They were good characters. They were good actors. They're good characters. And but I think the next episode that I got to see didn't have them in it. It was with Jamie and Victoria. That's when they first, and all this, there's no other episodes. So I think there was a big gap, and I think I mentioned that to Time Prophet. It's a big old huge gap between, the Secret of the Daleks or whatever, the Power of the Daleks, and then the next one you see
Yeah.
doesn't have these two actors in it anymore, which is a shame.
Bit
But
confusing when there's a big jump like that.
oh yeah, it was, and it happened more than once. Now, this is Patrick Troughton, and one of my favorite series of episodes that he did was this is a character called Salamander, and
Oh
he
yeah, you
did
were
a
talking about that
dual
last time.
role. Yeah, this character was awesome, and Patrick Troughton was a phenomenal character actor. He could flip the switch, and he literally did on scene where he was playing Salamander, and then he was actually acting like he was Salamander. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Is that he was coerced into assuming Salamander's role so they could infiltrate the the organization that Salamander was in charge of, so that they could basically assassinate Salamander. He was a bad guy. He was a big
Genius.
bad guy, and yeah, oh, he was freaking awesome as Salamander. But he literally could flip the switch on camera, where he went from Salamander to the Doctor, just instantaneous. It was great, just great role, great episodes to watch. I recommend those episodes big time. But that was, and he accent and everything. It's just freaking phenomenal, you know. And then here we have the War Chief. So this was one of the final. This is actually one of the final episodes before they ended the series, the Troughton years. So this is several episodes before the final. And this character here is a Time Lord. It's come to find out he is a Time Lord, and
Oh,
he stole or gave Time Lord technology in the form of some TARDISes that had short lifespans to this other race of beings so that they could have war games and use people from other eras and other times to fight in these like contrived little battles that they would have on this planet.
right.
And so this character here was called the War Chief, and but he was we find out he's an actual Time Lord, and he doesn't. I don't think he knows. They don't know each other, but of course, when Troughton finds out he's a Time Lord, so they know what's going on. But
He
anyway,
looks like a Klingon.
he does, and my first thought was, could this be the dawn of the Master? Could this
Ah,
character be the Master in another face, just not using the term the Master? So, but yeah, it was quite an interesting episode. And but the events in these episodes, the war game episodes, yeah, the war game Time Prophets, the war games says it's the war game. Yeah, this series of episodes was called the War Games, and yeah, the end of the War Games is when they transitioned because the Doctor had to contact the Time Lords to set everything right. He had to. He had a moral obligation because of what was done there, and they did try to escape. He was like, basically he was afraid because he stole the TARDIS and he started interfering with things, um, but in a good way, not a bad way, as the Doctor, as a Time Lord, versus what the War Chief was doing was pretty bad and evil. You
yeah.
know, people were getting killed and things like that, and it was not good. Empowering some evil alien races and stuff. So he had to contact the Time Lords, and he told Jamie and Zoe that we have to leave. We have to leave now. We cannot. We have to go. Otherwise, the Time Lords will find me, and we'll all be in trouble. And so he ends up contacting them, but something happens, and they didn't get away quick enough. And the Time Lords capture his TARDIS and bring him back, along with all the other people, and they have like a short little trial. And then that's when he gets exiled. Troughton's Doctor gets exiled to Earth, but they regenerate him to a new face, and then they take Zoe and Jamie and put them back to their rightful timelines,
Mhm.
erasing their memories and such. So, but yeah, the War Chief, yeah, yeah, I know, yeah. Time Prophet says in the chat that the the Master wasn't even thought of until the Pertwee era. Yeah, but I'm wondering. My opinion is, I wonder if they took the persona of the War Chief and basically molded that into the Master. Because apparently, I'm assuming the Master knows the Doctor. From what I gathered from looking at the interactions, the Master either knows of or knows the Doctor.
Yeah.
Probably knows of. I don't know. And anyway, so but yeah, so I think that they took the War Chief persona and turned that into the Master, in my opinion. Um, and this is oh yeah, this is a nice photo of the three of them, Zoe and Jamie and Troughton. I got the slides mixed up. And this is the final scene. This is when the Time Lords take them all. He's saying their goodbyes and everything, and then they sentence the Doctor to his ultimate fate. Let's see. Time Prophet's throwing a little knowledge in here. Time Prophet in the chat says the way the scripts were written back then, they made it up as they went along, and they had no story arcs or long-term plans, and that's a shame. But it kind of makes kind of sense because they didn't know how long the show was going to go on for. They knew it was a hit, but yeah, so they knew it was a hit. Um, they had a hit on their hands.
Yeah,
And then we enter the John Pertwee era, and so we have uh, the three ladies below his picture. There are the three companions that he had during his run.
that's
The
Sarah Jane, is
from Yeah, so Sarah Jane's on the right, and so from left to right, you have the characters' names of Liz Shaw, who was only there for one season. Liz Shaw, and then the center one was Joe Grant character, and then she was followed by the actress Liz Slayton, who played Sarah Jane Smith, who, um, yeah, she's definitely a knockout. um, and she lasted through Pertwee, and then through several years of Tom Baker, who
it?
I haven't got to his series yet. I'm about halfway through Pertwee right now. So,
Yeah, she was gorgeous.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Some of the
She was
pictures I
there.
was seeing that were posted, yeah, she was there. I personally liked the Liz Shaw character. She was a redhead, kind of like that, but she had brains. She had a lot. She was a scientist,
Right.
and she seemed, in my opinion, seemed to work okay with the Doctor. Um, Joe Grant character, I didn't really like her in like the first couple episodes, but she's growing on me as I watch the series. Um, so,
I
but
forget. Was it John Pertwee that was in the Death of the Daleks?
I don't know.
I've seen that.
I haven't got to any episodes with the Daleks in them yet.
Yeah,
I haven't
okay.
got to those episodes yet.
I forget. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple with John Pertwee with the Daleks because when I was still a teenager, I just rent the VHSs from the rental place and get some of
Yeah.
the Dalek ones.
Hey, hang on one second. I got to let the dog in. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
excellent stuff.
Trying to fight a bee. Did you again?
It seems I've got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to
Girl.
Doctor Who, doesn't it?
All right. She's now a hot dog without a bun. Warm enough for her out
I
there.
drink the water now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's hit the trough big time right now. She's gonna drink it all up. But yeah, I haven't got any of the episodes of the Daleks in them. But the one episodes with this series I just finished was the one where the Master created some kind of device to suck all the evil out of inmates, and they kind of were uh, replacing executions with that type of deal, kind of like a rehab type deal, where it sucks out all the evil tendencies and murderous tendencies of convicts, but the machine kind of
Right.
becomes sort of sentient and feeds on
Of course it
those
does.
things. Yeah, it was an interesting one. You got to see the Master and the Doctor. It was created by the Master, of course, but you
All
see
right.
the
I
Master
forget
and
if
the
I've seen
Doctor.
the Master there, but
Yep.
what's that? The Time Prophet is saying that John Pertwee did the Day of the Daleks. I've certainly seen that.
Yeah, I
Certainly seen.
haven't seen that one yet. I haven't seen any Dalek episodes yet with Pertwee in them. Like I said,
Mhm.
I think I'm in the last part of the second series, second season with Pertwee in it right now.
Right.
We haven't seen any Daleks yet, but we've seen a lot of interaction with the Master. And Roger Delgado is freaking awesome.
Hey,
What a
it looks good.
cunning son of a bitch! I'll tell you what, he's like, he's good. He's a good bad guy. Uh, Roger Delgado. It's a shame he died. He died shortly after
uh,
the Pertwee era ended. For unfortunate. So
Pertwee also did the Death to the Daleks. I have seen that as well.
yeah, yeah. Special edition where they put new effects. Okay, which work really well. I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to start getting hard copies of stuff. Right now, I'm just seeing everything on BritBox or whatever streaming
Mhm.
searches I can services I can get right now. But yeah, so I mean, a lot of different characters in here, a reoccurring characters you see all the time. There's a sergeant guy. He's the guy down here next to the Dalek on the right hand side of your screen. He's in it quite a bit. But there's also, and here we have Bessie, the Doctor's favorite little, you know, commuter car.
Yeah,
You know,
that's an old
um,
one.
yeah, yeah, it's one of his. He liked Bessie. He called it. Uh, we see that almost in every episode.
I've probably seen
Old
it in some of
Bessie.
them as well.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a good little vehicle to run around town in there. And here we have a picture of the Doctor with the Master. Um, and there's several episodes and several different storylines where the Doctor and the Master do team up, and it's usually because the Master has gone so far overboard. Then he realized, oh, I'm fucked myself. I gotta I can't do it by myself. I gotta fix it. Otherwise I'm gonna
Oh!
die. Yeah, so they do help each other quite a bit. But of course, like any good villain, the master is out for his, self-preservation. So as soon as he thinks he's in the clear, he's out. He's gone.
Okay,
Completely
you fixed
just
it. Bye
bails
bye.
out. Yep, he disappears, and you ain't seeing him
He's
for
off.
till the next episode. But great character, love the character.
So
Yeah,
what? He
love
comes
the
back again. He's like, "Thank you for saving my arse in the
yeah,
last episode. Now I'm here
yeah,
to rule the galaxy."
yeah, exactly. So here in this scene, you have Pertwee and the Brigadier, but this gentleman right here,
That
you
I,
recognize him?
I do. I've seen the picture. That is Paul Darrow.
It is Paul Darrow, played a recurring role as Captain Hawkins. I think he was in about a handful of episodes. He ends up getting killed in and dying off. They kill him off basically. In one of the I think it was the which one was it? I can't remember. He gets killed off, but he was in several episodes prior to them getting rid of him, writing him out of
Well,
the
they
script.
probably did that just to get him on Blake 7, eh?
Probably. But yeah, I found that one. I said, I gotta pull this up because problem being is a huge Blake 7
He
fan.
is. Yeah,
So
he is.
yeah. So and then this is the final episode. And again, I haven't gotten there yet, but I saw this picture and I thought it would be fitting because you have the doctor is going to transition into Tom Baker's doctor, and this is his final scene here with Sarah Jane and the Brigadier. But again, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm about halfway there.
So you're getting
Um,
spoilers.
yeah, I know, right? And then I'm looking forward to this. I've seen it twice. I want to see it again. But this is the three doctors. So you have all three of them come back.
Wow.
Hartnell, Troughton, and then you have Pertwee. As for the tenth anniversary episodes um, that come, it's going to be coming up soon on my list, of course, because I think Pertwee started when it was the 8th year, I believe, 7th or 8th year of Doctor Who. So the 10th anniversary is not far away on the list of episodes. But I've seen this before. It's interesting. I guess William Hartnell uh, was not doing too well
No,
and
thank God
couldn't
for
stand
that.
up. He couldn't stand up very well, and so what they did is they kind of had him in a. I guess it was kind of like communicating with both of them, uh, but he wasn't there per se. He was always pictured sitting down,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just because of age and health and things. So, but it was good that they were all three there. Uh, Interesting. The interaction between Troughton and Pertwee is freaking awesome. As the two different, now the third Doctor, Pertwee's doctor, it can be quirky. I mean, look at his clothes. he dresses very flashy, very
Yeah, I was
colorful.
just looking at
I mean,
the
you
comparisons there.
you see him. He's very fashion oriented, but he can get down and dirty when he needs to. Very quick with quips and always defending himself, or calling people's bullshit out. you know. And Trouton's just like all over the place, and I love it. I love Trouton. Just love his frantic shit sometimes. It's just great. But they're two. It's very interesting. 10th anniversary with those gentlemen in it.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Time Prophet in the chat here says, "This my thing is slowing down. Hartnell can't get out of a chair because he is so ill, and he died shortly after this episode." Yeah, he
That's
was very ill. That was his health problems were keeping him from doing a lot, but they were at least he was able to film this series of episodes for the anniversary, or scenes, I should say, for the anniversary.
yeah.
So, um, but yeah, so that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing again. And then here's some of the villains characters that we see. You have the Cybermen, of course,
Yeah,
and
and the Dalek there, yeah.
Dalek, and then this is Auton from the Pertwee later on with the Master kind of. You got this creepy head on this thing. It was kind of funny where you got this creepy guy or group of guys in the same outfits with the same big, plastic paper mache heads, handing out plastic flowers. No, it's not sinister.
Couldn't possibly think
But
there. I
yeah,
mean, that's the design of the Cybermen I really
yeah,
remember, I would say.
yeah, the Cybermen.
Yeah.
The Troughton Cybermen were a little bit different. Actually, there was two, I think, adorations, and it was something similar to this, but then the original one had the cloth over the face and other stuff. But yeah, the and I can't remember. I don't know which one this one is. The other guy down there on the lower left. What? It's not a Santoran.
That's
Um,
definitely not it's
I
not a
don't know.
Sontaran, no.
No. But apparently, I'm going to be seeing it here pretty soon.
And that's a
But
Dalek up there.
yep, the Dalek. Yep,
Can't beat
good
them.
old.
Classic.
No, you can't. Yeah, classic evil
Dalek and
all the
Cybermen.
time.
Daleks and Cybermen, that's my favourite.
Yep. We got Tim Possible in the chat stopping
Hello,
by.
hello, hello.
He says, "Oh, geez, hipster talk with the Time Prophet." Yep. Tim, thanks for coming by, stopping in and saying hi. Appreciate you being here. Um, Roll back up here. And we have a car aficionado also here. Where are we at? Man, this thing's running slow. There we go. Willie P says, "Nice car." That's to the doctors.
Yeah.
Betsy. Good old Bessie. I can pull it up here.
I'm guessing that's them sitting in it there, that one as
Yeah,
well.
that they were sitting in Bessie. There's Bessie.
There we go. Yellow as well. Nice
with
colour.
with the Liz Shaw character there. So as a
Nice
companion.
colour. Hmm.
Yeah, oh, it really stands out, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, yeah, it stands out. Um, but yeah. So let's see. Oh, let's see here. Time Prophet's dropping some more knowledge on us here. He says Syl is a fictional alien from the television series Doctor Who. First appeared in the 1985 serial Vengeance on Veros. This is a Colin Baker story. Aha! So that's what that was.
Right.
A funny looking alien there at the end that I had in the collage of
Yeah, that
baddies.
little thing down at the bottom.
Yeah. That guy right there, down there at the bottom.
That's
Cool.
in Colin Baker. I probably saw some of him as well, I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm looking forward to the Colin Baker era or not. I don't know. I've heard some bad stuff about it.
I
I've
think
not really seen any of his episodes at all. None of them.
I don't remember. I certainly believe I first saw Peter Davidson as Doctor Who. I think that's when
Yeah,
I first saw Doctor Who.
yeah.
And it used to be a bit scary,
Oh yeah, the
but
Peter Davison era.
it's not. I used to. That's what they always used to say is, oh, the people used to hide behind the couch and have a wee look.
Huh? It was a little more scarier at that time, I guess. Well, it was the '80s too, so
Yeah,
um,
70s, 80s, it would be a bit more. Ooh.
yep, yep.
Now it's all
But
CGI though, isn't it?
yeah, it is most CGI and stuff. It's funny. I was laughing. I was watching an episode where supposedly a I forgot the name of the alien was trying to take over. Let me see if I can find a picture of it here. It's this guy in the center.
That's the thing.
This thing right here was the master was working with them to take over the world or whatever,
Right.
as usual. But apparently they had a, I guess like you call it like a replicant human that they had made, and so apparently they found out he was a baddie, and they something he got some chemicals spilled on him or something happened, or he whatever, he ended up melting, but he morphed into like, and I kid you not, he morphed into like a moving bed sheet.
A moving bed sheet.
It looked like someone was in a bed sheet or like a super large pillowcase crawling around on the floor. It was just, I was like, what? What the hell is this? They got a guy in a bag running around. Like he's like crawling around on the floor. That's the only thing I could think of because that's I could relate to. It's like it's a freaking guy in a pillowcase. What the hell is this? But it was kind of funny. But that's hey, early 1970s,
It's maybe what they had to
special
work with.
effects.
So
Yeah, exactly. Budgetary constraints.
yeah,
Budgetary constraints. Um, I see Cam Cam in the chat there. Hello, Cam Cam. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Oh, the Axons can change their. That's who those guys are. Uh,
the
I forgot
shapeshifters.
the name. Yeah, they're the Axons. Yep, they can change their form. So that's who they are. Yeah. So fun times watching this stuff, watching some of the special effects. Some of the special effects are good, and other ones, like I said, you kind of laugh. I tell you
Well,
what,
yeah.
there's a lot of stuntmen getting beat up in these things, especially the Pertwee stuff. Holy smokes, guys falling off buildings, guys falling out of cars, guys getting shot, falling down stairs. Uh, man, it's pretty action packed. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'll tell you what, a lot of gunplay too.
Yeah.
A lot more gunplay in the Pertwee era than the first two combined. It's
Well, I'm just, at this picture here, neither the master or doctor look too happy.
no, who knows?
Come on, chaps, why so
I
serious?
don't know if this is one of the. I don't know if this is just a promo picture or if it's a still from the. I don't remember seeing the scene, but yeah,
Might
the
have been a
doctor never really
promo
looked
to
too
make the
thrilled
scene.
anyway. Yeah, Pertwee never looked too thrilled, most of the time, especially when he was dealing with the master.
No, I suppose
So
not. It's just like his
no,
nemesis, really, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. You know who else was in the chat was LDG.
Oh yeah,
LDG was in
Pickles.
the chat way up here. Like, where is he at? I remember seeing him up here. This is like the Time Prophet chat room. It's just nothing but the Time Prophet in here. But yeah, so there's LDG. He says, "Hi guys." Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, LDG. Saying hi. But yeah, it was. I guess the boys were probably doing stuff. Mr. Gobby Guy and Mr. Problem Being
Yeah.
taking care of business, you know. But it was kind of impromptu anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, good old Paul Darrow, and there's a lot of, and he's in another episode or two of Doctor Who playing another character. I'm
All
not
right.
sure if
I
he's
might have
playing
seen
a
them.
Time Lord or another alien character, but I think it's later on. I'm not sure if it's the Pertwee era or if it's in Baker, but
Okay.
he is in. I've seen other pictures of him. I'm assuming he's either a Time Lord or some other advanced race, depicted race, but it's definitely him. He's got long hair. He's got
Right.
long hair. He's sporting long hair. So, but yeah, good times there. And then, of course, this is when he transitions into the Tom Baker character
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
at the end there. But
Um,
looking forward to the Three Doctors. Get to see that one again. They're, I guess they're up against Omega, who is I guess he's a Time Lord, was
I don't know about
banished or
that.
something. So yeah, but yeah. So
No, I've definitely seen some of Tom Baker though. Yeah, I will say that. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen a few of his episodes. I've not seen anything in the concurrent order or anything.
Yeah.
Cam in the chat says at Wookie Fever, hi Wookie and Crual Birab. Great slides from Hartnell to Pertwee. Bounced out for a minute, but enjoying the stream. Well, thank you for coming in, Cam. We really appreciate it. Oh, we have our resident fact checker for Doctor Who, the Time Prophet, says that no, Paul Darrow is not a Time Lord. He is in a Colin Baker story. Okay, there you go. I thought he was in a still in the 70s, so he's in a Colin Baker story. Well, you know,
You know the things you know.
you know that must have Colin Baker story. That must have been after Blake 7, because Blake 7 was, I think it started in 79 and ran through, I think, 83, 84
Yeah, and
or
Colin
85.
Baker is in an episode of Blake 7, just one episode.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Cool. It's kind of cool how the actors back then would go from one series, they would transition as guest stars or
Aye.
something
Yes.
like that. They would bounce back and forth, which is kind of cool. You don't really see a lot of that in modern, at least here in the States,
No.
unless it's an approved crossover or something like that. But
Yeah, Colin Baker was indeed Time Prophet saying is Colin Baker was also in Blake 7. Yes, he was like a mercenary type dude.
Nice, nice.
It's quite funny actually. He was quite funny. Like it wasn't meant to be funny, but I thought it was funny.
His portrayal of the Doctor, wasn't he kind of like on the edge or something, like partially lost his mind or something like
I have
that?
no idea. I can't remember. I don't remember if I saw much of his.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it
I
was.
definitely seen some of it, but I don't remember to
I've seen
what
some
extent.
crazy stuff, clips where he's freaking out on one of the companions. He's like freaking out. I don't know what about, but he almost killed her or something like that. He was like choking her to death or something and freaking out. I don't know what was going on,
Yeah, I
but
mean the early ones I particularly remember as seeing, like I said, Peter Davidson, because I
mhm.
watched him on All Creatures Great and Small, a show about vets
uh
and things like that, and then certainly Sylvester McCoy. But I forget if I've seen any of Colin Baker, probably because I think he was in between them. I forget.
yeah, he was in between Davidson and McCoy.
Hmm Well, I would have
Um,
done then. I would have done.
yeah. So here's our resident fact checker again, bringing in the facts. Colin Baker had a bad regeneration, so he even strangles Perry at one time. Yeah,
Was that what it was? Was it?
yeah. He had a bad regeneration from Davidson, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was the celery he had on his freaking jacket.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why he had that
Yeah, that's the
Technicolor
one.
dream coat he
The
was
Time
wearing.
Prophet is saying Peter Davison played Tristan in All Creatures Great and Small. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Oi.
Tristan. That's. I was like, oh, it's Tristan.
At
What's
the
he doing on
time,
Doctor
at
Who?
the time, wasn't Peter Davidson the youngest to play the Doctor?
I think so. At that point, he
Yeah,
was. I think.
he
Yeah.
was younger than obviously was younger than Baker, Tom Baker. Um, so I don't know how old Colin Baker was, but he didn't look like he was very young. I know that, but he was
No.
probably But yeah, and then the Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. I remember because this stuck in my mind. I was thinking about this yesterday. I think it was, and I was thinking about Sylvester McCoy's Doctor Who and the first episode with the Daleks in it. There's a Dalek in a basement,
oh,
and they
really?
run up the stairs, and they're like, "Hey, we're all right." And then the Dalek puts this like hover mechanism on, and it goes up the stairs. I'm like,
Oh,
"Whoa, we haven't seen those before."
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Where'd that
Because
come
that
from?
could be a problem. Stairs, you see.
Yeah, yeah. They've become independently mobile now. They can fly. Yep.
They
And then
fly now.
we see them do that in the modern era too. Modern eras.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
they were flying
They're
all
not
over
going
the
to get very
place.
far.
Yeah, yep. They were flying all over the place.
I did
Um,
actually have a Doctor Who game, and what I ended up doing was I took the Daleks off of it, and there
yeah.
was like a little knob at the bottom which I sawed off, and I actually painted them
Oh,
like a
yeah.
grey color, and
Hmm.
then I think three of them. One I painted gold, the other I painted red, and the other I painted black, and that's because I'd seen the movie with Peter Cushing.
I've
They
seen
were
that. That's a
color
good movie.
represented their different ranks or something. So
Hmm.
so I did
I
that.
tell you, you got to watch the video that Time Prophet did on that Peter Cushing movie. It's freaking hilarious. Holy shit.
They were good films that he was
Gotta
in.
watch that. Gotta watch that segment he did on the Peter Cushing movie. Uh, very good. Very
Oh,
good
did they
episode.
first fly in Sylvester McCoy? Yes, 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 that's right. Aye. Oh, he's reviewing the second Peter
Second one,
Cushing movie.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. He's getting it done.
Yeah, that's right. The Dalek Invasion of Earth, which they did in the feature there.
Yeah. Yep. I had watched the Hartnell, episodes of the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and then watched the Peter Cushing movie, and I'm like,
I know. I was kind of when I saw William Hartnell first. I'd
yeah.
already seen the Peter Cushing film, the
Mm,
Dalek Invasion, and I'm like, I've seen this.
hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I
I
was
didn't
like going, hey,
realize
I
that at
remember
the time.
this. This is exactly what Hartnell did. Um, but they both are good in their own rights
Yeah.
because the Hartnell era was all episodes. They were just episodic, and they had that one, in one series of episodes to tell the story, and then you have the movie where they took it, made it, adapted it to a movie, but then they changed some things like the origin of the Doctor. He's from Earth, things like that.
Mhm.
The companions and whatnot. But yeah, it's they're good.
Yeah. And we've got Dalek 451 in the chat. Hello.
Yes. Dalek 451. Thank you for
Well, we
coming
couldn't
on.
have a
Oh
Doctor Who
man.
chat without him, could we?
Yeah, exactly. Man, why is it not? Man, this thing is really delayed over here. He says, "Hi, Time Prophet. Good seeing a discussion about Doctor Who. Thanks for coming by, my friend. We've already done the slideshow. We talked a little bit about the first three Doctors. We're just kind of free forming it
musing
here
or
with other
musing
Doctor
on
Who
Doctor Who.
classic stuff. Yeah, Dalek's a good guy. He's got a good channel out there too, and obviously he's a Doctor Who fan. Dalek
Yeah, I would
451.
have thought so. I would have thought he was a Doctor Who fan with that name.
Just a little. Yeah, just a little. Hey, Matthew Pounder in the chat. Matthew, thanks for coming by.
Hello, hello.
Good evening to you too. Oh man, what's the time prophet? What knowledge is the time prophet giving us in this one? He says there was no Barbara second movie, replaced by Louise, who was a terrible actress.
Been many years since I've seen the Peter Cushing
All
films.
righty. Yep. So Papa Cotton 1 in the chat saying hello. Says, hey, Wookie, Papa Cotton, thanks for
Hello
coming
there.
by. Appreciate you being in the chat. We talked a lot about the first three Doctors because I'm going through the classic series right now, and I'm about halfway through the Pertwee era.
Well,
So
you talked and I
enjoying it.
listened.
What?
You talked and I listened.
Well,
Since I haven't seen
tell me to
much of
shut up. Oh,
I think you
wait,
should
it's
have
just,
had Time Prophet on here instead of me.
oh man. Matthew Pounder in the chat says YouTube won't let me like the vid for some reason.
Are you
Yeah,
subscribed?
who knows? Yeah, subscribe if you're not. Maybe that's part of it. I know some people have been mentioning in passing that they're having some problems, either didn't get notifications or whatnot. So double check and
It's maybe
see.
maybe they're tinkering about with the algorithms again.
You never know. It's for some reason the transition between me selecting a chat to put up on the screen, there's a big different time gap there, and I don't know what's going on with that. It could be StreamYards, it could be the internet. I don't know.
Who
Really,
knows?
really really weird. So going on there.
Are you on a computer just now? Are you?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop,
Okay, or
and
it could be the laptop. Who knows?
yeah, it was acting funny last night too. Time Prophet says he got a notification. Yeah. Um.
Well, I wasn't on
So
my YouTube,
yeah,
so I just got your message and the link. So
yeah, yeah.
that's how I knew about this.
Yep. So
That's why
well,
I'm here.
there you go. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be making this a regular Saturday morning stream. Morning for me, afternoon, early evening for over
Yeah,
there in the UK. But might be doing some other sci-fi stuff. That's why I had that. I added some. I took a picture away and I added two. You probably noticed that, Crual Birab. The ending picture changed. Yeah.
yeah, the Johnny Cash thing.
Yeah, the Johnny Cash giving the international high sign. I
Yes.
took that off.
Oh, were people's feelings hurt? Were they?
Well, you never know. I figured it'd be safe.
Well, since Space 1999 is in that selection, I started watching
Yep.
that last night.
Yeah. That is on I just picked up a free streaming service that they actually have a section. It's Gary Anderson TV,
Nice.
and they have pretty much everything, but UFO is not listed. And
That
I'm
will
like,
not do.
what? So they got 1999. They've got all the Super Orientation stuff, but they don't have UFO. And I'm
I
like,
wonder if that's something to do with studio licenses or
it could
something.
be, it could be licensing, or they just don't have the rights to stream that.
Yet again, yet
Who
again.
knows? There's that stuff too with like with the Three Stooges, like when they did the movies when they left Columbia. Their last they actually did the final movie for Columbia with Curly Joe, which was just before they left after Shemp died.
Mhm.
Not Joe Dorita. It was and I'm not Joe Besser, who was the whiny Joe, was Joe Dorita, who actually started in the movies with them. So there's one movie in the box set that has Joe Dorita, and then they have nice. Let me get this over here real quick. That's
There
nice.
we go.
Everything's running slow.
Oh,
Everything's running slow. There we go. Nice. Is that both seasons or just the one?
no, it's the two of them.
Nice.
The complete series, all 48 episodes.
Nice. I'm gonna have to start investing. But yeah.
I'll keep us busy.
Yeah, so like the Three Stooges, they have a thing where all the movies that they did in the '60s, in the late '50s and '60s with Joe Dorita, they're under another label, so they're not included in any of the box set stuff for the Three Stooges. I don't know, I can't remember what studio owns those. So like the Three Stooges meet Hercules, the Three Stooges around the world in 80 days.
All
Uh,
right. Well,
yeah, those movies there. The only movie that's included with Joe Dorita is the when the Stooges go to Mars. That's the very first movie that they did. Then after that, everything else went to their contract ended with Columbia, and they went to the new studio.
ah,
So there's a bunch of movies that they did do in the '60s, including cartoon series. They did a cartoon series with Joe Dorita too in the late '60s, and then they tried to come back and do like a series called the Stooge Tour, and they did one episode. They filmed one episode, but during the last part of filming is when Larry Fine had a stroke,
ah,
and so they were able to complete most of the filming, but after that he couldn't do it. That's when he became wheelchair bound and couldn't do anything, and that's when they, you know, and then that was it. But the Stooge tour, look that up. It's on YouTube. Actually, it's pretty good.
okay.
They were supposed to. It was supposed to have been a regular deal that they were supposed to be doing, but with Larry having a stroke, that put a that that was a nail in the coffin for the series. It was done
Yeah,
because he
don't
couldn't do
don't
it.
think I saw much of the Three Stooges. I did see Laurel and Hardy, and they had an animated show as well.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The Stooges cartoons were the late '60s, and it was the three. I didn't really care for the style of animation, but it is what it is. And it
Hmm.
was them. It was the three of them, voices and stuff. And then they do have the three, like in Scooby Doo, and there's an episode or two of Scooby Doo where they have the Three Stooges in it, but
Oh,
it's not the voices.
ah,
It's not them. It's another cartoon series. There was another cartoon series in the '70s. It was the Three Stooges, and they're using those voice actors and that style of cartoon. But the ones in the '60s were the actual Mo, Larry, and Curly Joe,
right.
and it was stuff that they were uh, producing and directing and stuff. So, but yeah, so but yeah, that's probably what it is. Is with UFO is under another, could be under another license, under
Yeah,
a different distribution, and they can't get it. You know, you probably just I have seen it out there as
yeah,
far as offered to watch, but it is what it is. So I'm going to be going over that because I know Gabi's going to do a series on reviews on Stingray.
yes, he is. That's
Stingray,
right.
Stingray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I've
was
watched
brilliant.
several episodes of that, and it's kind of fun. Kind of
Well,
fun.
I nearly watched Captain Scarlet actually,
Yeah,
but I thought no, I'm gonna go and do Space 1999 instead, and then do
yeah,
Captain Scarlet later on again.
yeah, yeah.
So
And Space 1999 is one of my favorite sci-fi's because that's one of the ones I was brought up with as a kid in the '70s. I got to see on TV. You know, with Star Trek original,
yeah,
obviously the Star Trek cartoons by Filmation, and then the Space 1999, and then of course Star Wars came out. You know,
yeah,
but yeah, Space 1999. I used to watch it all the time, even the same episodes. Because they would show the same episode every other month or whatever. So
Matthew Pounder, UFO when purple hair was cool.
yeah,
On Gabriel, great,
when purple hair was cool. Hey, Jens Petter's in the chat as well.
right, Jens.
Jens, he says Captain Scarlet is the best. Well, I look forward to watching that when it comes about. But I've also got on that little video intro, the very last thing was the sea view from the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea,
That's right. I
and
saw
then
that there.
also
Yes. I
and
haven't seen that in
Lost in
years.
Space. Lost in Space is the one before that slide, and those are two great Irwin Allen television shows here in from the States. Irwin
Yeah.
Allen, he did several sci-fi shows. He did those two were his biggest hits, and
Mhm.
then he also did Time Tunnel and Land of the Giants.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Time Tunnel I think only lasted one season, but it had Bobby Darin in it. I think it was Bobby
I
Darin
remember
or
Land of the Giants. I've certainly
yeah,
seen that, and I've seen a few episodes of Lost in Space here and
yeah,
there. And certainly,
yeah,
as we were discussing on the previous stream, remember Voyage. Yeah,
Voyage Above the Sea.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
definitely
Voyage
seen
Above the Sea and Lost in Space were his two best series that he did. But in amongst all those, at the same time, he also had, like I said, he had Time Tunnel, and he also had the Land of the Giants. There was another one I can't think of it, but um, it might have been so short lived that's why I can't think of it. But I do know that he was notorious for using reusing props from one franchise to another franchise. He was notorious for that. So
Right.
you might see something that's used for a creature in Lost in Space, and then a few years later, you'll be watching Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and you'll see the exact same creature in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea that was in, you know, the Lost in Space series. And he did that quite a bit to save cost. Just makes change the color, maybe move this around here. I think he did that with a lot of the props and stuff. But yeah, this so I'm going to be doing some of those too. The Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. We'll be talking about those in the future. Um, I was a big Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea fan because it reminded me of Star Trek. You
Yes,
have a
but under
ship.
the water. Yeah.
You have a ship under the water. Instead of space, it's water. You have the two main characters. You have the admiral and the captain. You have all the ancillary characters in the background, and then you have the guest star villains, or creatures or whatever. Because Vincent Price was in an episode of Voyage to the
Was
Sea with
he?
the puppets, which was a great episode. The puppet episodes were
Wow.
great.
I'm going to get a hold of that, aren't I?
Yeah. So there's some great ones there. And then of course there's the movie that started it all, and he did that, the Irwin Allen movie, The Voyage to the Sea,
Mhm.
and that has what's that actor's name? He was also in Forbidden Planet. He played the main scientist, crazy guy. But and then there was Peter Lorre, who I enjoy immensely. Peter Lorre is great, and he's in this too. And then, of course, I think I showed you. We were talking about the Barbara Eden pictures, and so she's in it, and her husband, uh, James Van Sarah's in it too. So I want to watch that
Excellent. All
movie
right. Yeah,
again.
that's what you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
You
watch
were
that
speaking
movie
about that
again.
last night.
Yeah, but the Voyage of on the Sea television series was great. I enjoyed it because it reminded me of a modern, like not set off 200 years in the future. It's like a today type
Yeah.
of deal of Star Trek, but underwater.
Yeah.
And it was good. And the first few episodes were all in black and white.
Yes.
They filmed them in black and white, and then they went to color. So that should be quite fun and start watching those. You know, yeah. Peter Lorre, Time Prophet. Peter Lorre was great actor. Um, Actually, he was a very funny guy. But there's a game show. It's some game show from the 1960s. Uh, who is it? It's a celebrity. I guess she's a celebrity Guess Who or something like that. But he comes on, and the panelists are all blindfolded, and they're celebrities too. And you got to guess who you're talking to,
All right.
and they don't say much. They give you small hints and things like that, but that's it. And he's on that show. And I forget the name of the show, but it's not what's my line. It's something else, but it's a guessing show, and he's on. It's pretty funny. he talks a little bit about his career and stuff. But good old Joel Cairo from the Maltese Falcon.
I don't think I've seen that.
Rick, you got to help me. They're going to kill me, Rick. From Casablanca, and this funny thing. He was in Casablanca for like maybe 5 minutes.
Wow.
Peter Lorre, the whole freaking movie, he's in for like maybe 5 minutes, and they kill him off.
The worst thing is Peter
Like,
Lorre.
what the hell?
The worst thing is about Peter Lorre. I know the name, I just can't visualize the face.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know I've seen him.
Oh
I
man.
can't. A terrible Welsh accent.
Let me see here if I can find something while we're discussing stuff here. Let me pull something up here and see if I can locate something with him here on it on my handy dandy computer as I'm scrolling through the nether regions of my files, and I don't see him. Hang on a second here. What's this? Nope. Oh, darn it.
I know who you're on about. I just can't.
I'll find it.
I just can't do it, Captain. I
gotta
have the power.
I gotta MacGyver it here a little bit. Here we go. Let me get rid of that. Get on screen here. Da-da-da-da. See? Oh. Yep. So let's see. Anyway. Oh.
Well, did you find something?
Not yet. Not yet. Let's see here. Not yet. Not yet.
I really don't want to touch anything in case I nuke the stream.
Don't do that.
Like that last time.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see. Why is this thing? Okay, let's get that out. Let's see if I can see. Let's see. Do-do-do-do-do. Nyuk, 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 nyuk. Hey, Mo! Let's scroll the computer. I don't have it on here either. Do I? No, I don't. Wait. Hang on a second. I love this. I learn as you go type of stuff here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of like, what's this? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Are you kidding me?
It's that beast with 5 fingers. I've heard of that.
Oh, come on. Oh, it's not. What are we doing? Well, anyway, things are not. Okay, here we go. There we go. Ah, okay. Better.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Better. Hang on a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, now my screen's all freaking out over here.
What was he, Mr. Moto?
Yes. He did 4, 3 for sure movies, maybe 4.
Some of those.
or Mr. Moto. Yeah.
I think he was in Around the World in 80 Days with David Niven as well.
Yeah, you might be right. He also did one. He also did a movie with Vincent Price um, in the '60s, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty. It was kind of like a dark comedy type of deal.
Right.
It was pretty good. But he played opposite and Vincent Price. And then there was a movie or something where it was him, Vincent Price, and um, oh, what's his name? Boris Karloff.
Ah,
They did something together too. So
but you were saying
uh,
he's in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Peter Lorre, yeah,
Cool.
one of his last things that he did. You know,
Cool.
he was not in good health
Ah,
when he was doing that movie, and I'm not sure when he passed away. I don't know if it was the late '60s, but he was not in good health when they did that movie,
ah,
and which is a shame. But yeah, he's a chain smoker and was just smoking. He was smoking in the movie, which is funny. I thought it was funny. He's
right.
smoking in the movie, but yeah, good guy though. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was thinking that was who I had in mind when you said Peter Lorre. I'm thinking that I know that. I know you. Yes, I know you. I know your face. Yes.
yeah. Here we go. Papa
Cookies.
Cotton, Cookies with Wookie. I'd watch that. Oh, that's too funny, man. That is funny. Yep. Cooking. Yeah. Next up, Time
Cooking with
Profit.
Cookie.
Here we go. Next up, Cooking with Wookie. No, we don't want that. I,
Now, this would this would be the sum of cooking with me. I'll just use this as an example. Here's my meal. Right, I'm sticking it in the microwave. Beep.
yeah, there you go. There you go. There,
Less than a 10-minute video.
there you go. That's right. Yeah. Take it out of the freezer, pull the wrapper off, stick it in the microwave. Beep. We're done. Yep. Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out.
Yeah, 5-star meal there. There you go.
Yep. Oh, I'll tell you what. Hey, everybody in the chat, do you want to watch the intro video if you missed it? Might as well show it if they have interest.
Come
I think the
on.
other one that saw it was the Time Prophet. Uh, they're communicating amongst each other. Oh, I like this and this and that and that and this and okay. I got an air. You got an air cooker? No nuke food. I have an air fryer too.
Are
Been
they any good?
frying fish sticks and uh, breaded chicken fillets. So yeah, they work wonders. Those air fryers, they're the real deal. They
Cool.
do real well. Here we go. Uh, man, this thing is running slow. What's going on? Cam in the chat says everyone used to smoke a lot used to smoke a lot. I used to smoke. A lot of programs were sponsored by cigarette companies. Yeah, no kidding. Before they were forced to curtail their advertising. Actors liked it because it gave them something to do with their hands. Yeah. Yep. They pretty much 86th all tobacco advertising on television and radio. Now it's only in print if you can find it.
Speaking
Not
of
even that.
speaking of cigarettes,
Yes.
I don't know what it's like in the United States there with you, but we have to have covers in front, flippy covers in the shops in front of cigarettes now, so the kids don't see them.
Ah, they're in certain depends on where you're at. Certain states or certain cities that have codes and ordinances. Uh, yeah, there's um like I know California is a little more different than say over here, but I know that all the cigarettes are sold here They're behind the counter. Some places, depending on if it's a major national chain, like a Walmart or something like that, like a Circle K or something, convenience store like that, AM PM, they're going to be behind the counter. Sometimes they're behind glass, so
Well, we've got
they're under lock and
these
key.
like flippy
Yeah,
thing.
there might be some of those in California. I mean, it's been a while. Um, like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
places I go to in California, they don't really sell cigarettes all that much.
okay,
But I remember back in the day, they would have cigarettes usually under glass. They would have a door with either a sliding door or something
but
that would
on,
you could
on full display,
Mhm.
alcohol.
behind. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the CVS in California has freaking hard grain alcohol in the aisle. You just walk in and pick up your Jack Daniels. Go to the
It's really weird. It's really weird.
yeah.
You have to be 18 years old to buy a lottery ticket, to buy cigarettes, to buy alcohol,
Yep.
but you can have sex at 16.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Real
Unless, of
quick.
course,
uh,
you're into men, in which case you've got to wait till you're 18 as well. I don't know how that's
Right.
fair, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Willie P in the chat. Man, I miss smoking. Used to be able to buy them out of a machine. Yes.
Yeah.
Vending machines. The last cigarette vending machine I ever saw was at a country club I used to work at back in the 90s. I want to say it was in 1996 or 1997. Was the last time it was there, and they ended up pulling it out. And it
Mm,
was they ended up getting rid of the machine. You could walk over, put your money in. I think a pack of cigarettes was $1.25
yeah.
back then. Put your quarters in, pull which one you want, and it would drop out. There's your pack of smokes. But they got rid of it just before. They got rid of it before '98. I'm not sure if it was a California state ordinance. And yeah, time profit. I do not live in California. I just go there sometimes to work. I'm in and I'm out the same day. I don't stick around. Freaking
Yeah.
California
Thank
sucks.
goodness.
But yeah, I remember the machines. I definitely remember those tobacco dispensing machines. They were kind of cool, yeah. And all the kids would go, all the teenagers, you know, that's where
I
they really
know.
get their
It's fun, isn't
smokes.
it? You
But
see it, you just gone into the shop to buy all their space cigarettes, the vapes and stuff.
yeah,
I just call them space cigarettes, and sometimes they'll try their hand at getting a wee bit of booze and that, and I'm like, you'll learn, you'll
yeah,
learn.
yeah. Oh my god. Hang on.
But in terms of
Matthew
cigarettes
Pounder.
and vending machines, I think they might have still had them at college when I was at college in 2000.
Um, Ma- yeah, Matthew Pounder says in chat, I miss candy cigarettes and blackjacks. I remember in the 70s, you could get the novelty candies, you could get cigarettes that are gum, and they would be wrapped in the paper wrapper, each individual stick like a cigarette, and it would be a cigarette, looked like a cigarette, came in a pack, but it was bubble gum. And they would have like the common logos for like Pall Mall or Marlboro or something like that, Camel, but they would change it around because it's gum. So, but yeah, it would be in a pack. They would be the same size as a stick of a cigarette, but it was bubble gum, and so you just
Wow.
peel the wrapper off, and what you could do is this: is what you could do. If you kept it in the wrapper, you didn't open it up yet. You stuck it in your mouth and you blew through it and blew the sugar out the end like smoke. It was freaking hilarious. And of course, they stopped selling those because they didn't want to, you know. When I was a kid, the candy was fun. They had the candy cigarettes, like there were little sticks,
I
white
remember
little
them.
sticks, and it was just molded sugar with flavoring in it. But you could eat them and whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, the bubblegum cigarettes, those were cool because if you kept them in the paper wrapper, Looks just like a cigarette. You go like this, and you just blow in it, and the powdered sugar would just come out. It's freaking awesome. Oh, back in the day, back in the day. Tell you what. Uh-oh. We have a bunch of little criminals in the chat room, according to Time Prophet. Papa Cotton. Yes. Cap guns. Oh my God. Loved it.
Roll of caps.
The roller caps.
Caps.
Then they came out with the ones for the 6-shooters that were in a cylinder, and they looked like they looked like blasting caps. And
Yeah, very
and you just
small
stick
ones.
them in like your 38 or whatever, flick it up, and then bam, bam, bam.
I only ever had one. I only ever had one toy gun that had those plastic caps.
Yeah, yeah. They used
Every
to
other
have
one was
those.
the paper rolls.
Yeah, the paper rolls you would go in the cowboy guns that were usually chrome. They'd have the
Yeah.
white or black handle, and the side would flip up, and then you'd stick the roll and feed it through the thing, and then bam, bam, bam. Or you had the
Yosemite
little,
Sam.
or you had the little the little bomb, the aerial bomb, and you'd stick a piece of cap inside the thing, throw it in the air, and it hit, and boom, and it hit the
We call
ground.
those bangers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, back in the day. Yep, back in the day. Oh yeah, back in the day. Cap guns and bubblegum cigarettes. Freaking kids don't have it as good anymore.
No, they don't know.
Oh yeah, and he's got licorice pipes too. Licorice pipes. Yep. Oh. Yep. Back in the day, life was much simpler.
It was.
Less rules.
Less rules. No, I think they was about the same, but they all made sense.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. But oh my gosh. Woo. I don't know. Okay, does everybody want to watch it? I'll run it now. What the hell? I'll run it now anyway. We got a full house. Here we go. I like the bubbles.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Time Prophet is saying, hope this is copyright-free music. Yeah, well, we'll
Yeah,
soon
it
find
is.
out.
It better darn well be because it's offered by Microsoft, so for videos and media, so it better be.
Yeah.
I tried to get some copyright free music from Ross Bugden, but I can't figure out how to download his stuff.
Okay.
He's got a bunch of copyright free stuff on YouTube, but royalty and copyright free that he says, yeah, anybody can use it, but can't figure out how to download it.
Okay.
But
sometimes
you got to join. I have to join a music service, and then I can download his stuff. But I got to pay for the music service, not him. So it's like, why do I want to pay for a music service?
That doesn't make sense.
To get it? Yeah, I know, because it keeps on transferring me to like one of those services, and I'm like, no. I know there's another way. There's a YouTuber out there. He uses a lot of his stuff, but he told me, I had a private conversation with him. He says he downloaded it like about 5 or 6 years ago. So from his site. So yeah, I got one of his songs. Downloaded. It doesn't fit with what I'm doing right now, but hey, whatever. So, but yeah. So yeah, coming up, hopefully, man, I was really hoping that Problem would be here today. tried to get him to come on, but hey, he's like I said, he's probably doing his stuff with that audio program or that radio show thing, and pretty busy
Yeah.
since he's not arguing with you know you know anti-Semites on Twitter anymore.
No, he's still kicked off, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he's free of the insanity.
But that's where all the fun
Uh,
is.
yeah, nice. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he'll be very busy, I would think.
yeah. Time Prophet also says that he's been using Bach music in his video because it's all out of copyright. Yeah, pretty sure it is. So, uh, anyway, yeah, I like having fun with the video stuff, just the stills and making a thing. So that's probably going to be my standard one for any of the sci-fi stuff I do. That's why I changed it up. I took Johnny Cash out and put the other guys in. I'll probably add to it over time,
Yeah.
depending on stuff that I get interested in as far as sci-fi stuff. Just added another frame, you
Ah,
know.
well, you can.
Yep.
Bits and
So,
bobs here and there.
yep.
Slide things in, slide things out, however it
Right,
goes.
right. So, yeah. I'm pretty much done with the stream. How about you, Cruel? It's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
6,
I'm good.
almost 7 o'clock over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
six.
just about, yeah, just
Yeah.
about. Yours
Nice.
truly could require some grub to have some food, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have a start preparing lunch. I'll
Well, there you
prepare my
go.
lunch. I'm going to have a gourmet meal with ramen and rice.
I've never had ramen, but
top top ramen.
what was it you said last time?
Scrumptious.
Ramen and Pop Tarts or something.
There you go.
I haven't had a
Ramen
Pop
and
Tart
Pop
in
Tarts.
years, but there you go.
Hot Pockets. Another microwave favorite.
It's a good thing we got one of those.
Yep.
Here it goes. Time Prophet again.
Uh-oh.
Do they deliver a battered Mars bars?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Now, I have to go to a fair to get those. The battered Mars bars or deep fried Twinkies or anything else like that. But they do sell Snickers ice cream bars, which are not bad. And they have all the different makers like Snickers and Three Musketeers and Reese's and stuff like that, ice cream bars or whatever. So,
Right.
but yeah, battered Mars bars. I think those are what a delicacy over there. You guys are into that stuff, huh?
I've only ever had
Deep,
one.
deep fried. How about you there, Time Prophet? Are you into the deep fried candy bars and stuff like that?
I've only ever had a battered Mars bar once, and that was a friend
Oh,
that did it.
oh man. Yeah, I haven't had one ever. I know they haven't when they have the fair here in town. They they'll have all the fair food, so it's part of the fair food. Anything deep fried like funnel cake and stuff like that. Deep fried whatever. Um, I've heard someplace there was someplace back east here in the States. It was owned by an Englishman. He moved to the United States and started deep frying everything. He deep fries pizza slices.
I've heard of that.
He
I've
puts it in
never
a
had one.
batter. He'll take like a whatever pizza, and it's already been made, already baked. He'll slice it up into the triangles, and he'll dip it in a special batter and drop that bad boy in that fryer.
Sounds good.
It does sound good.
Sounds good.
It's not heart healthy, but it sounds really good.
All the good stuff is bad for you, though.
Death by deep fried pineapple pizza.
Mm, I'd rather pepperoni, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
All
I
the
did hear
meats.
about that. In fact, my pal was saying something about deep fried chips. Now that's French fries.
Yeah.
I was like, deep fried chips?
So, well, they fry them anyway.
They're fried anyway, but they're
unless they
done in
fry them
batter.
up and then they batter them and then they fry them again. I don't know. Or they batter them up and then fry them. I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I've no idea.
Sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting, yeah.
Might have to ask around about that.
I don't know. That seemed interesting. He was on about something about that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember if it's the Chinese takeaway around the corner, but
Dalek 451 says he thinks that deep fried pizza, that sounds amazing. And yes, pepperoni is the best.
I think pepperoni would be great for that.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would definitely do the hit the spot.
Do you guys do donor pizzas?
The what pizzas?
It's like spicy sliced lamb. You'll see it in like the Turkish kebabs. It's like on a spit, and they slice it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I've never heard of that being on a topping.
It's good.
Unless there's some Middle Eastern place, that might serve it. Who knows?
If you have like a Turkish kebab place or something, they'll maybe have that. It's on like a spit, and they just do a scrape bits off,
right.
It in pizza. It's good.
I know that they have. Some Mexican joints south of the border. They have a big, huge rotating cylinder of meat that they just slice off the sides.
That'll be it. Yeah,
making it to they put it in the taco. There's taco El Carbone, and they just slide it off the sides. Yeah, it's just a big, huge thing of just they put these slices of carne on this thing that goes up and up and up, and it slowly rotates, and they can cut it off. And
that's
goes right into your.
One. That's it. It's just the same thing.
I'm not sure what meat they use. It could be pork. It could be beef. And they might use lamb down there because I know that they use.
For us, I think
They do a lot of goat cheese. I know that goat cheese in Mexico is the main cheese. So who knows? They might use goat or lamb or.
Pat McCotton is asking what are chips then? Chips are what we call French fries.
Yeah, although I think the chips, your guys' chips are a little bit wider than our French fries. I think they're a little wider. Yeah,
you get all different ones here. That's the thing.
I'm sure with the American influence, they're going to make them, thin anyway.
You can get the French fry type ones as well.
Yeah.
You see it at McDonald's, McDonald's and Burger King, places like that.
I've gone to some places. Actually, this one place, there's a brewery here in town. I went and met up with a relative of mine and his friend, and we had food at the bar. And they had a fish and chips, so I ordered fish and chips, and their chips were spiral potatoes.
Right.
And it was kind of cool. I'd never seen potatoes made like that. They're a little thicker than what I would think to be a spiral. So it was a thick cut spiral, and they were quite good. And they fried them, deep fried. So kind of not. Yeah, I think spiral. Because fish and chips I've had like in San Diego and stuff like that at some of the places, they'll be the thicker, the wider, and pieces of potato that they fry up. So, but everybody's a little bit different. So, even with the fast food restaurants around here, like McDonald's fries versus Wendy's fries versus Taco Bell fries, I mean, it's like. Some people are crisp cut. Some people have the waves in them. Other people are just like little pencil-sized things like McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDonald's are these little bitty, skinny, anemic-looking freaking French fries, and then you go to like Wendy's or some other place, Carl's Jr., and these big fat ones. It's like, but then the big fat ones aren't fried enough, so they're all weak on the inside. So, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But Papa Cotton, you're right. McDonald's fries suck. You got that right, man. They do freaking suck. If
you want to eat healthy food from McDonald's, eat the cardboard box.
Yes. Yep. And and it used to be styrofoam. Back in the day, it was styrofoam.
Well, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but when we would get fish and chips from a fish and chip place, it
Hmm.
used to come wrapped up in newspapers,
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah,
actual newspapers.
yeah.
Yeah. Now
There's
it's
a
just wrapped in normal paper, but it used to be newspapers.
yeah. When I was in San Francisco one time in high school, we went to the Fisherman's Wharf. It was on a school trip. Went to the Fisherman's Wharf. That's before San Francisco went nuts. So this
Ah,
is like
yes.
the late 1980s. And so we went to Fisherman's Wharf. We were walking all over the place, and we had uh, lunch at a place there. Had fish and chips, and they did that. It was wrapped in the newspaper, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool. So
Yeah, but they had to stop doing that because of the ink.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, the fishmongers would wrap the fish in the newspapers, and
Right.
send you home with it. So yeah, um, yeah, oh yeah. Now we're getting,
Good old
yeah. French fries are not real chips.
days.
Professes the Dalek 451. Yep. Yeah, there we
Excuse
go.
me.
Cool. That was for you from the Time Prophet.
Oh wow, 15 pence. Oh dear, inflation.
Tell me about it.
Aye.
Oh man, what the heck? Yeah, Matthew Pounder. We wrap them in page 3 over here. Uh, you were lucky if you got the crossword puzzles on some of them. Then you had something to do
Yeah.
while you eat your fish, or the cartoons, the comic strips. I remember back in the day, we'd just buy the newspaper in San Diego just for the crossword puzzle and the freaking comics. the
Right. Yeah.
Sunday the Sunday paper had like one big old huge section of nothing but comic strips. So I'd always get the Sunday paper, and they'd always have like two crossword puzzles. One was the local one, the other one was out of the New York Times, but they would print it in the San Diego paper. So it was give you something to
Yeah.
do. Oh my god. But heck. Yeah. Ah. So we're gonna want to call it quits here in just a few minutes,
Sure, sure, yeah.
or now that way, because it's after 7 over there. Yeah,
It's 5 past.
7:05. Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Oh,
wasting
you're
away
probably,
here.
I know, right? You're withering away to nothing. Don't go out in the wind; it'll blow you away.
Oh, it's all this
I don't
talk of
have that problem.
it's all this talk of food now. That's the problem.
I know, right? All the food. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I might hook up the old air fryer and have some chicken strips.
That sounds
Chicken
interesting.
strips with some avocado salsa.
Oh, it's just like
Healthy.
I bought a bunch of different curries from Aldi. That's one of our shops
Uh
here.
huh. Yeah, we
So
have
it's
all these here too. There's some in
oh, you have
California.
Aldi's too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
a
Yep.
Aldi. It's a curry. I can't remember which one it is, and it's just got the chicken in the sauce. So I've got some chips with
Oh,
that.
there you
So
go.
that- that'll be me,
Sweet. Nice.
and that'll go in the that might go in the microwave or the oven. I'm not 100% sure.
Microwave.
The
Yeah.
chips will, but in the oven. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Matthew Pounder said something about putting fries in the microwave is not good. No, it turns them. They're soggy. They suck. That's
you did get the boxes of micro chips as they used to be called, and you could stick them in the microwave. They were okay.
yeah. But they're not crispy. No. Did they get crispy?
Yeah,
Yeah. Really.
it had some kind of weird thing on the roof of the
Oh.
box.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. It radiated the heat down so that would crisp
Yeah,
them up.
I don't
Well,
know
there you
what.
go. At least somebody was thinking ahead
Yeah,
in the
they were
design
okay.
of the packaging. You
They were
know.
all right, and sometimes you got flavored ones as well. You know, like bacon or cheese.
Oh,
It's quite good
nice.
actually.
Bacon, 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 bacon.
Yes, there's a lot of problems that can simply be solved with bacon.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yes.
when I was on with you last time, that's what I
Mhm.
had. I told you I had a big lunch,
Yeah.
and we went. My pal and I went to a burger van, and I had a bacon cheeseburger with chips and cheese,
Nice. That's nice.
and it was
Shit.
great.
Nice. What's the name of the place again?
It's called the Golden Grill.
Oh, is that a chain or is that a local
It's
place?
just a burger van, just a wee burger van.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, we haven't been there for a while, so yeah, it was great. I had my tomato ketchup on it and the onions. Yeah,
Nice.
it's got to be done that way, and obviously cheese,
Definitely. You got to get you got to, and then you had bacon on it or no bacon?
bacon.
Bacon, yeah. Now you got to put jalapenos on it then too. That'll give
Oh,
you
I don't
this
think we've got
the
those.
right zip.
I do like those jalapenos. Yeah.
I tell you what surprised me one time was I remember listening to I was watching last year I was watching one of PJ Maybe's videos
All right.
or streams he was doing, and he was talking about going to the cinemas and stuff, and how he always liked getting the nachos. And I'm
Okay.
like going, nachos in Scotland? What the hell? You have those there?
Yeah. I
We
had chips.
polluted you.
I think I had chips. There's a burger. There is a burger takeaway down the road, and I can't remember what
Yeah.
did I have. A bacon cheeseburger and chips and nacho cheese.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's
Oh
pretty
my
good.
god. I told PJ, I said, holy shit, you guys have, and then I said, you got nachos, but do you have jalapenos? And he says, yeah, we got jalapenos. He responded in the chat, we got
Yes,
jalapenos.
we
Like, how the
we have
hell?
moved forward in
Yeah, what
Scotland. You
the
see.
heck? Us Americans have polluted your culture now.
Only in the best possible way.
I know, right? I'm like, what? They got nachos too with jalapenos. Damn.
Well,
No.
I haven't had it in years, but there's two Chinese takeaways around the corner from us,
Hmm.
and one of them, or I think both of them now, but one of them did big portions of Singapore fried rice, and that would have little
Really?
bits of peppers and stuff in it, which was
Oh,
really
okay, gotcha.
quite a bit of a heat to it. Yeah, it
Well,
was good.
yeah, yeah.
I forget why I
Nice.
brought that up though.
I'll tell you what, they serve over here. There's a chain called Panda Express, and they have the same stuff, but they have the Kung Pao chicken.
Okay.
Oh, and they got the peppers in it.
Mm.
Oh yeah, they put the pow. They put the pow in it. So yeah,
I'm sure
good
I've had
stuff.
that. It's
I
basically just
like getting that. The
chicken,
problem
isn't it?
is those peppers, they put so many in it. They put a ton of freaking these little red peppers that they grill up. Then they throw them in the mix. And
Right.
so when they start to disintegrate, they got the seeds in there because they cook them whole. And what's hot's the seeds
Yes.
inside the pepper. So they roast these peppers, then they throw them in to the Kung Pao chicken. And if you're lucky enough to take a bite with one of those whole ones in it,
Then it
that will
roasts you.
clear your sinuses immediately.
Right. Okay. So that's what we've been doing wrong. All this what we've been doing wrong over the pandemic when everybody had sniffly noses. Just get your jalapenos. Whoosh.
So I had some Mexican friend of mine said, "Yeah, you have a shot of tequila and a jalapeno with a little lemon juice. So you suck on the lemon, pound the freaking, or you pound the tequila, suck on the lemon, and then throw a jalapeno in your mouth." Yeah, there you go.
No, I do
That'll,
like a bit of spice.
that either will cure you or you'll hate everything for the rest of your life.
I quite like spicy food, but I like to taste my food. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
I don't like to be
yeah,
dying.
Yeah, no. Well, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
An acquired taste. Ugh. All right, my friend. I'm gonna call it quits
Okay,
since
okay.
it's almost a quarter after 7 over there. And it's
Yeah.
getting close to lunchtime here, and the viewers are deciding to bail out to take their meal breaks too.
Yeah,
So,
they're entitled to their meal breaks too.
oh yeah. So I want to thank everybody for being in the chat and participating today, and also Cruel Beer App. Thank you for coming in today and
No problem. Thank you for
spending
having us
time with me.
again.
Yeah, yeah, and everything. So we're gonna call it a night or an afternoon or a morning,
Or
depending
a
on your
day.
time zone. And everybody have a great weekend, and we'll
Yeah.
see you soon. Bye bye.